Greetings, entities and guardians. My name is HyperHimes, and welcome back to OvenBreak, where it's been a while since I've actually straight up recorded this and not like streamed it, which you'd be surprised how much that makes a difference. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my microphone over here. But there's literally like less than a day left on this update, so I want to try and do a few things. There's like 3 things I want to do, but right now the one thing I want to focus on is the Sea Alliance assembles. I said the Sea Alliance. It's like I'm like supporting the ocean. But the Seal Alliance assembles, where I want to do one more good run in hard mode because I recently unlocked all of the secret tasks, so we can go ahead and basically discover all the little secret cutscenes that are discovered after this, which maybe next time on stream I can like go ahead and like cover them. I don't know, just like one of those things where I really couldn't get to it at the time, but I got to it now, you don't gotta worry, and I'm basically using the economy that gave me the most amount of points, which got me up to L+ rank. There was a really cool user on the Discord server who actually gave this amazing cool guide towards, you know, an actual hard mode. I think they go by, at least on the Kick Your End Discord server, they go by Dynamo G, and it genuinely looks like a fantastic guide. I'm not sure if there'll be any time to actually complete the guide, which that's my mistake for not doing this video sooner, but I gotta be sure I try and get on this new sort of, you know, grind set for where I stream the updates, then I progressively turn them all into like separate videos, and then we'll all be fine from there, because I've been slowly doing that with like Kingdom videos, so I have to do the same thing with OvenBreak, and trust me, it's a little bit more tricky than what you would assume, but at least it gives me a little bit of time to like relax and compose myself. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and I just realized how tall Lollipop Cookie is compared to like, you know, Longjing T. And the thing is, like, I know Longjing T is still taller, but bear in mind, Lollipop's a child. Look how tall she is. I don't know. Anyway, I doubt I'm going to actually get like the perfect score here, which I completely forgot to showcase. But hold on, wait. We're gonna quit. The reason why we're going to quit right now is because I just need to showcase the blessings I'm getting, because this will at very least get you, like, L+ rank. Here's everything that I have, which is level 2 magnetism, Teapot creates additional basic jellies, we have creating additional pink bear jellies, creating additional frozen bear jellies, plus 5 seconds for the Teapot duration, and also 12,000 points for all bear jellies. Honestly, if I could have one more, I would definitely probably invest in, like, base B plus 50% so you can go a little bit further, but right now, I can't really do that. You know, you can't go up that high, so we're just gonna go ahead and rock it like this, and I'm fine. I'm used to this. I'm sorry, Longjing T. I think you have what I like to call a big old case of COVID. Like, I'm sorry. You need to, like, 6 feet. I worry for Zolong Bao for always carrying you on his back, because my gosh, that's just like, that's insanity. But I guess it's just always a part of the T-Clan for some reason, which hopefully that might get divulged more inside the actual, like, you know, the secret, like, extra missions, or we get more once, we got more lore once Chapter 2 comes out, which means I'm probably going to stream that on, today's Thursday, Friday's the day after, so I'll probably stream that on Saturday. No, I can't stream it Saturday, that's June 13th. Actually, I guess I'll stream it on Friday. Just, you know, I will say, though, there's going to be some other videos I try and get through that might be a little bit late. For example, I want to get this video done. I want to see if I can get, like, a small little video based around the board game, which I know I'm not going to be able to do very much around, but I still want to see if I could showcase that just for the fun of it. And also, most importantly, there's the new cookie trial that was given to Amber Sugar Cookie for National Bee Day, I think, or, like, World National Bee Day or something like that. Don't get me wrong, I'm late. I'm late to talking about that, but I'm not late to the point where I'm not going to get any rewards, so I'm still going to be able to talk about that to some extent, which I think is going to be very cool. So, somehow I got even higher points than before. Well, that's a shocker. I'm not sure if I'm going to get a new high score out of it, but I'll certainly try my hardest. But anyway, I hope you're all having a great day today. Right now, I'm just getting these videos done. There's a Kingdom video. Like, by the time I record this, it's like 12:30. Nearing 12:40. I know I'm breaking a fourth wall, but I want to see if I can get this video uploaded same day. Probably not the other ones, and they may become a little bit later, where basically I'll do, like, I might do something interesting where it's like, hey, I'll do a video on this, and then I'll, you know, I guess the best way I could describe it is I want to record, like, the main update, and then, like, you know, when the cookie first releases, Zolong Bao, and then I'll do a video based around, like, you know, probably the World Bee Day for Amber Sugar Cookie, and then we'll do the next part, the first part of the story, and then another thing, what did I even just say right there? We'll do probably something like Go Stop Run or something like that, or the board game, you know, that dice roll mini game thing. Then we'll go again, you know, more story, Go Stop Run, and then there's probably going to be some other events that they go ahead and, like, release onto that thing, which I definitely need to see if I can, you know, track down. Which I need to say, something I need to, let me just say, formal apology to Sylvia on Silverstream, because they've been carrying my guild. I haven't done anything in that in, like, 2 months. I've been sometimes checking in, but that's all I've been doing. But I seriously need to, like, lock in and actually start running in my guild once again. At the very least, start doing it off camera, because I love running in, like, you know, the guild stuff, especially making a little content about it, just running in the arenas. But I guess it's one of those things where I just had to deal with a lot within the past month, past few months for that matter, and it just, trying to get back into things is really tricky. So just keep that in mind, especially whenever I'm streaming. Streaming gets a little bit stressful. It's not like it's a bad thing to do. I actually love streaming. But it's just one of those things where, like, you know, when you have a lot of people, like, screaming at you to do something in chat, like, if you do it correctly, it's kind of like the same vibe that, like, you know, why Jacksepticeye didn't want to play, like, Undertale or Deltarune, because they didn't want, like, people, like, talking to them, like, while they play it, because the whole community is, like, kind of toxic in that sense. And I'm not saying my chat is toxic, but, like, I only say, like, a small percentage of them are. Because there's literally been one hater I've seen literally just saying, like, man, you're never gonna get this, like, certain cookie, or, like, at this point, like, your luck is, like, so bad or something like that, which, should I just block them? Yeah, maybe. But, like, that's not even regarding those trolls, but, you know the trolls I'm talking about, which I'm not gonna go ahead and name drop with this video, but it's definitely been a time and a half. By the way, big debuff to this teapot. Sometimes you just can't see any of the obstacles. So you literally just have to, like, hope and pray that you could, like, look ahead and just go, like, oh yeah, I can predict that they're there. Like, after that, if you get hit, you either gotta rewind or you just gotta try again. And that's implying that you still have rewinds in stock. Because right now I only have, like, 1 rewind left for the day. Because I made 2 mistakes and I wasn't willing to, like, you know, just lose all that progress. So I just rewound. Which, I hate how something I hate about the rewind feature. Which, let me just say, I love the fact that you can rewind time just to fix your mistakes. I hate that sometimes it's inconsistent. Like, let me go ahead and rewind, like, 5 seconds. Okay, that'll take, like, you know, 5-10 seconds, not that bad. Okay, let me rewind 5 seconds again. It's gonna take, like, a minute. What? Don't get me wrong, I understand. It's a TBD. I'm gonna understand, like, well, I got hit right there, but there was literally nothing I could do. I was gonna run out of energy anyway. I think that's a new high score, by the way. Yeah, best score. I mean, it's definitely not the biggest score of all time, but I'd still say it's pretty worth the bang for my buck. But, come on. Also, one more thing I should probably say before we actually get into the story cutscenes. I got some stuff coming in the mail today, which one of them is, like, kind of like gonna be an alarm clock, but another thing, along with a few things in the future, is gonna be some really cool upgrades to my computer. So expect a little bit more peakness, freshness, amazingness. But with that being said, now that that's all done, which just for proof, I'm at 200. Well, I'm pretty sure it was higher than that. It's probably going to update at some point. Yeah, there we go. It's definitely not as high. I literally need like 100 million more points to get like the super high scores. But top 31%, I guess that's all I can really like vibe with for now. Because I guarantee you the best way you can do this is like, I don't know, way better treasure that I have upgraded. The costumes. Or also just, well, I mean, someone did make it all the way up there without the costume. But like, you know what I mean. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and focus on the secret tasks, which, first of all, we have 9,000 bear jellies, which I'm pretty sure, with a bunch of the bear jelly, like, techniques, that one's actually relatively easy to do. You're interrupting my meditation. Do not scatter your bamboo leaves. You still got it, considering you avoided all those leaves even while meditating. I was just trying to give a little helping hand with your training. Sorry if it ended up more of a bother than not. Do you think I'm so dense as to not realize you're messing with me? I'm no longer the type of cookie who will react hastily to any provocation. Huh. You've really gotten cold over the years, haven't you? I remember how you used to jump whenever I drop a little pea worm on the table while you... Why bring up the distant past? And I did not jump out of fear. I was simply concerned for the well-being of such a tiny creature. My master taught me that all life is precious. Speaking of which, a little pillbug happens to be trembling in fear right beneath your feet. You might want to watch your step, Where? Ha! Just pulling your leg. Oh, there's nothing. I see the years haven't made you any less gullible. Bamboo blade cookie. Didn't mean to make you really mad. One thing I'll never deny is that you've got one heck of a punch. One hit in my shoulder might just crumble. Did I take the teasing a bit too far? Or have you just chosen to ignore me, This really throws me back to how we used to trade together. It's been a while since I had a proper sparring partner. This should make the trip to Dragonbine Shrine go by way more fast. So that cutscene was just like Bamboo Blade teasing plubbing a light gauntlet. Why would he do that? Isn't he more mature than this? Like, you know for a fact, whenever there's someone afraid of bugs, you don't just shove a bug into their face, like, and for all I know, even if Hull Light Gauntlet isn't afraid of bugs, maybe they just care about plant life, that matters too, because, you know, if there's a pill bug, like, around where your feet is, you're gonna be like, oh, I don't want to step on it. It's like stepping on someone's contact lens. Which, by the way, for the skipped cutscene, it says, how things have changed. Bamboo Blade Cookie and Hull Light Gauntlet Cookie are on their way to the Dragonbind Shrine. Bamboo Blade Cookie jokes around, tossing bamboo leaves toward Hull Light Gauntlet Cookie as she meditates. As she gets irritated even by his smallest tricks, Bamboo Blade Cookie reflects on the past. I would say that cutscene's a little bit less eventful because it just kind of showcases, well, I guess not that much, it kind of showcases the dynamic between Bamboo Blade and Hull Light Gauntlet. But then again, we've kind of already seen that within the story. Oh gosh, I'm out of water. That's not good. I can hold out until the end of the video. Anyway, next thing is 1,500 jellies, and I'm pretty sure this is just good as long as you get a bunch of the jelly combinations. And for all I know, maybe Lollipop Cookie will be very good in that. As all the jellies are getting spewed out all over the place. Though I think, well, I mean, I already showed up that combi list thing, I'm pretty sure. I pray I did. We should have received correspondence from Bamboo Blade Cookie by now. When we set out on our first journey as the future clan heads, I never would have imagined we'd meet and begin taking private correspondence with the other spirit weapons. They're so strong! Indeed, they wield an immense level of energy and power. We must do our best to not become a burden to their cause. All cookies in the land of martial arts desire to become stronger. However, it is that very desire for power that the dragon orbs are latching onto and exploiting. If it were not for Hull Light Gauntlet Cookie's words, it's likely even I would not have been able to escape the orb's grasp. And as a member of the Seal Alliance, I must never forget the true reason why I need to become stronger, and what it truly means to wield that power. I am not aware I do not need power in order to prove myself to others. My strength, all of my training up until this point, has been for one thing, and to save and protect others. Ha ha ha! Is there really any other point to thinking so deep about it? You know, getting too lost in that head of yours is gonna make it harder to get things done when the time comes. One must always strive to remain aware of their own power. If anything, aren't you being a bit too complacent when it comes to the power you wield, Xiaolongbao Cookie? Power, Shamawa! Sure, we all may be strong, but loyalty comes first. All the fighting, all the training is for one thing, but to uphold loyalty is another. Power is a means to a different end. I see. What about you, Longjing Tea Cookie? I am sure we are all in agreement that in order to protect the land of martial arts, we must all be in possession of some form of strength or power. I shall pass on everything I possess, my skill, my knowledge, and even my martial arts techniques to the future generations of my clan, just as all the clan heads have before me. Ha! You're very smart, so I'm sure nothing bad will come out of it. One thing I am certain of is after hearing your thoughts on power is that none of us will ever succumb to those evil dragon orbs again. I shall wish for the day when, surrounded by peace in this realm, we may look back on the discussion and laugh. So, you know what this cutscene boiled down to? The Seal Alliance Book Club. It was just them gathered around having a group chat with each other about their different aspects of power, I would assume. But I guess it is nice seeing all three of them interact with each other, without each one of them, like, fighting. Specifically, Longjing Tea and Xiaolongbao. But it says the meaning of power. Nimbus Cake Cookie, Longjing Tea Cookie, and Xiaolongbao Cookie wait for a message from Bamboo Blade Cookie. They begin to discuss the meaning of power as they reflect on what happened at the Dragonbind Shrine. Nimbus Cake Cookie believes power is needed to protect others, while Xiaolongbao Cookie insists it is a means to an end of upholding loyalty. Longjing Tea Cookie expresses his wish to pass on his powers to those who will follow him. Despite their different motivations, all three cookies vow to not succumb to the Dragon Orb's temptations. Basically, same motive, different inspirations, because one's for loyalty, one's for generational, like, care, and the other one is just for, like, the sake of the future. Which maybe not in that exact order, but you know how it is. Besides, I am always one to care about loyalty and all that stuff, all of the above. But next is 2,000 coins. There are things that you can equip where you get extra silver coins and gold coins. Those are, like, the biggest recommendations that I can recommend for this mission. Please. Hello? Let us consider what we've heard through my scales. Dragon Eye Cookie has absorbed one of the dragon orbs, but we've learned more about the Ebony Dragon as well. The Ebony Dragon can go anywhere, and can travel through the shadows, even in the middle of the day, to appear and disappear wherever they wish. This is making me thirsty for a fight. This Ebony Dragon will be the perfect opponent to test our newfound strength. It hasn't been long since our fight against Longa and Dragon. There are so many things that must come first before we fight.
Nothing else comes first in my book. I'll fight any strong dragons we come across, and defeat them to become the strongest dragon.
While I agree with you in part, we must remember that for everything we gain via these fights, we are bound to lose something as well. We have no choice but to be more cautious in our actions. That grand fight to protect that which we may have lost was not an easy one. Just thinking of the countless times we challenged Longjing Dragon is making my head ache. But I digress. Our shared goal at this moment is to gather the dragon orbs and prevent the resurrection of Longjing Dragon. We cannot waste time throwing ourselves into meaningless fights.
Boring. You are both making good points. If we are to fight with the Ebony Dragon, it is ideal that we come out of it overwhelmingly victorious, with little to no losses on our side. I'll gather as much information as possible just in case.
So I'm assuming this was post-meeting after the scales from Lotus Dragon. Because I know they had inside the story, who was it who had contacted the dragons? Was it Dragon Eye? All I know, it could have been Gingerbread Alchemist, whoever it was. But all I know is one of them contacted the dragons and was just like, hey, so Dragon Eye ate a dragon orb. And they were just like, oh, shoot. So right now this is kind of more like a kind of epilogue to that meeting, which is what lies beyond. After communicating with the cookies, Pattaya Dragon Cookie is itching for a fight against the Ebony Dragon. Ananas Dragon Cookie reminds them that they must be cautious, as all fights come with a price. Lotus Dragon Cookie says they will gather information to prepare for any possible situation. Unfortunately, I don't think, Lychee Dragon or, what was... It's not melon cream, no. What the plum... The cookie form they used, the one that Mangosteen, that's what it was, Mangosteen. They weren't really there for the meeting as far as I know, unless if they were there and they just, didn't speak anything, but... whatever. Anyway, L+ rank. This one I literally just managed to obtain myself with this combi right here, so you should be able to get it as well, as long as you have the decent upgrades prepared. I think.
Ben. Hey, did you hear about the Wonton Clan?
Ben. Of course. They're secretive cookies to start with, but they've all recently disappeared.
Ben. And get this. The cultists of the Umbral Pact and even the factions on the side have started marching towards the clan's domain.
Ben. Seriously. I was supposed to travel that way. I should take a detour.
Ben. You better be safe out there.
So the cult of the factions favorable to them are headed towards the Wonton Clan's domain. This is not good news. I must alert the parties of the Alliance immediately. Is that a teaser for what's going to be coming up next? Like, is General Jujube just going to pop up and go like, hey guys, people are trying to go to the Wonton Clan. Which, that would be cool if that actually carried over to the next part of the story, but, shoutouts to the GOAT General Jujube Cookie. Shadow upon the Wonton Clan. Ominous rumors of cultists and cult-loyal factions approaching the Wonton Clan spread amidst the customers of the tavern. General Jujube Cookie, sensing something terrible on the horizon, decides to share what he's heard with the Seal Alliance. So this should be something that he's probably gonna... I think there's a high likelihood that in the next part of the story, he will appear talking to the Seal Alliance, and then that's gonna prompt, like, probably like Xiaoling Bao Cookie going like, what, something going on the Wonton Clan? And then he just dashes over with Longjing Tea and also Nimbus Cake also going forth, probably with the others as well. But that'll be interesting to see in the next parts of the story once it actually happens to release. I don't know, but with that being said, we're basically done with all the story for now. There's a little hair in my thing. There we go. Sorry, there's a hair on the side of my mic pop filter thing. But now we're finished with the whole entire story, so now we just have to wait until the next chapter releases. So with that being said, if you enjoy the video, then please be sure to leave a like on it, and also share the video with your friends using my Kickaround content, and if you enjoy my content in general, then want to subscribe, and also hit that bell icon to be notified of what I'm doing in the future, and down below in the description, you can see all my social medias and my card website, where all plebs, you can buy some merchandise at the pleb market, and you can become a member by becoming you can become a YouTube member by becoming a pleb for $1 a month. But above all else, I'll see you entities and guardians in the next video. Hail the Hypenese. I want to give a huge shout out to all of the plebs who are becoming members on the HyperHimes channel, being Casual Gaming, Luli Games, Jojo Sands, Eduardo Pimentel, Wavy Plays Games, Zagai Kotsu, Luca, Dings, Umi, Pibby IRL and Electronics, Chaos Jebel, Trit the CJ Official, Anti-Prank Official, Funcat, Pebbles, Sweet Ribbon DT, Dark Flare, and Mocha CRK. Genuinely, I can't thank you all enough for all the love and support, and let's keep on growing together.